Good evening. I am Bobby Monster, along with my pal Boris T. Buzzard. We are your hosts for Monster Movie Night. Welcome to my home, Gargoyle Manor, the Monster Museum. You know, all the things that's in a museum, especially one like ours, could be said to have a curse upon them. Well, those who are saying it could be right. Perhaps quite a few things can have a curse put upon them. All you have to do, well, it's simple, is say a few words over the object and then just toss it out the window and wait for some unwary victim to come along and pick it up. If it's a ring, they may put it on. If it's a medallion, they may wear it. Or if it's a cat or a mummified cat, they just might take it home and try to make a pet out of it. Or, most especially, they just might stare into the cat's eye. They say that a cat's eye can put a curse upon you even more so than any other object in the world. It goes along with tonight's terror feature, 7 Deaths in the Cat's Eye. What a film it is. Is it a vampire film? Is it a ghost story? Is it a mystery? Who knows? Well, let us go in and find out, shall we? Let's tune it in to the old keyboard. Let's see. 7 Deaths in the Cat's Eyes. Excellent, excellent. Now let us tune into the old internet haunted TV.
I'm coming for you. I'll come and get you. Let me out. Let me out. I've been watching you.
Oh, up, Tommy.
Is that Dragonstone Castle, Mr. Angus?
Aye, it is.
I lost when I was a little girl.
A long, long time ago, eh?
It's just as I remember it. It fits the McGreef legend perfectly. Why are you doing that?
Oh, it isn't anything. It's just an old custom in these parts. Ah!
Oh, Tommy.
Thank you, Tommy, dear.
Over this way.
Oh,
miss.
please let me help you.
Oh, no, miss. I'm used to these stairs, bringing up supplies for the kitchen twice a week.
I'm glad someone
So
does.
you can see it isn't a hardship for me.
Believe me, Alicia, having to make requests of this nature is as distasteful to me as hearing them must be to you. If it weren't for this situation...
Mary, if you would only sell the castle and come to live in London, you and James could live in peace and quiet without any trouble, I assure you.
I'd rather die.
Oh, I know all about that. The ancestral home. Living as they did a century ago in a castle overrun by rats that takes quite a lot of money to maintain.
Overrun by rats. And yet you don't seem to mind spending your holidays here.
If you like, I can leave.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, Alicia.
At any rate, I can't help you. The money that my husband left me in his will belongs only to Coringa, and I can use it only for her needs, her education, her security. Believe me, Mary, I'm telling you this for your own good. Sell everything, come to London. It'll be good for James, too. Living here won't help him get better.
Now, give us a hand, Campbell.
Hello, Campbell.
It's good to see you back, miss.
Thank you.
Your ladyship?
Coringa!
Hello, Mummy.
But, darling, I wasn't expecting you till the end of the month.
Oh, I would have written, but I wanted it to be a surprise. Anyway, they had to put up a new building on the school grounds. So they ended the term a bit earlier. Aunt Mary, I hope you don't mind.
Oh, you know we're pleased you're here, Coringa. And I'm quite sure there's some room ready for you. Even though you did take us a bit unawares without writing and all. Campbell, is the tower room prepared?
It is, my lady.
Come along, dearest. I'll show you to your room.
Yes, I'd like
And
to.
then you can freshen up.
Dinner at 8, dear. Be punctual.
Oh, yes. Why, if I had known you were coming, I would certainly have gone to the station. How did you get to the castle?
Angus was there picking up provisions, so I just made believe I was another sack of potatoes.
We have visitors.
Yes. Coringa.
They look strange. What is it, Mary? Something wrong?
I've spoken with Alicia, and she can't help me. Or she doesn't want to help me. She hates Dragonstone.
And so, my dear, as you can well imagine, after that unpleasant discussion with your aunt, I've decided we'll remain here only a few days. Just to give the impression that we're not running away.
Good evening. Lady Mary told me you were here, and I've come to see if there's anything you might need.
This is Suzanne, Coringa, the French teacher to... I'd better leave now. Try not to be late for dinner.
My mother's very formal about introductions. But please call me Coringa.
I will, thank you.
Now, whose French teacher are you?
Your cousin James.
Ah, yes, of course, James. I'd almost forgotten him. Does he know I'm here?
No. No, I don't think so. He lives very isolated.
Why do you speak about him in such a strange way?
Why strange? James isn't well. Oh, I mean, it's no secret, but I prefer the others tell you about him. What is this?
Oh, that! You'd never believe it, but I had to wear it to take a bath. The nuns at school were afraid we might be led astray if we saw each other naked. Oh, and by the way, it's not true about school breaking up. I was expelled.
Oh, really?
One night we went into town, just for an evening out. When we got back, the Mother Superior was waiting for us. And of course, I was the one who was called. They treated me as if I was the devil in person. They chucked me out, so I hopped on the first train to Scotland. Here I am. I thought I would tell a couple of lies to settle everyone down and then enjoy a nice, quiet holiday. But there's not much of a festive atmosphere around here. You all act as though you were at a funeral. I'm beginning to doubt if it was worth all the trouble.
And now, what about your mother?
Oh, she won't know anything till we're back in London. I don't want to think about it till then. Anyway, I know how to handle it. Now, these shall be the first to go.
What are you going to do?
Too many books never did a woman any good. So I'm eliminating the risk of becoming too intelligent.
I'm beginning to think you're a bit mad.
You may be right. Oh, my God, my Bible! It was in with those books!
Don't! You mustn't. You will burn yourself.
This will be your church, Father Robertson. It's the castle chapel. It might appear insignificant, but you must consider the importance of the position from the standpoint of what it means to us here, to the Catholic Church.
Most certainly. Is something wrong?
No. I pictured you as older.
I feel older, Father. I was very well aware of what I would find here. And I well know the family's history, especially in the past 2 centuries.
The McCreefs, especially the first Earl, were staunch defenders of the church. Present Countess Lady Mary is a bit overbearing, but a good woman and a sort of banner for us in this Catholic island lost in a Protestant sea.
It's so dark here.
Lady Mary doesn't like to waste candles.
Does she like to do anything? Look at the coat of arms. Isn't it ugly?
Just don't let your aunt hear you say that. Nothing about the house or the name can be ugly.
Suzanne, do you think it's true that McGreeves can turn into vampires?
It's only true that we're going to be late for dinner. Come. And stop looking at it. Your aunt likes everyone to be on time, and it looks like they've already begun to eat.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Good heavens. Burning the Holy Scriptures brings bad luck. It's a sacrilege.
Sacrilege? Oh, nonsense, my dear. You mustn't take it to heart. It's a great pity, of course, but unless you did it on purpose.
No, of course not. And so you don't have to be afraid, Mother. In spite of all our gloomy family legends.
Coringa, dear, I don't think it's quite the thing to
Well, I don't really see what's wrong, Aunt Mary. As far as I'm concerned, why, it's absolutely fascinating, like that monster we have on the escutcheon. Now, that's a vampire. It's obvious.
Please, let's not talk about it.
Talking or not, it's still a vampire. That doesn't make any difference.
That's just a chimera. A sort of fantastic beast to which romantic elements are linked.
Yes, that's really enough, Coringa.
It's really nothing to get excited about. The legend, Father Robertson, says that when a McGrief murders a blood relation, the latter does not die but turns into a vampire.
Most amusing.
Actually, I must say that some of these old stories are fascinating. Many of them you can even find an undercurrent of religion.
And that's very true, but a pagan religion from the times when the gods disseminated terror rather than mercy. They spoke of monsters, which became very real in the crude minds of that time.
Coringa.
Welcome to my house. I don't remember inviting any of you.
James. James. Pray go back to your room.
Mother, your priest could tell you that you pray only to God. Isn't that right? Campbell, at least bring me something to drink.
But James, we didn't think you'd come down.
Mother, you think too much. I hope you all accept a toast to your health, as you obviously don't give a damn about mine. You're Coringa.
That's right.
It's strange we never met before.
But we have. It was a long time ago. You don't remember, I suppose. I was just a girl. But I remember you very well, and your little sister.
James, don't you...
Doctor, you ought to know better than anyone else. I'm not authorized to think.
James, please.
Go to hell, Doctor. Reverend Father, do you think they would accept people like him down there?
James, that's enough.
Of what, Mother? If you're worried about your guests, I repeat, I did not invite them.
I cannot help noting your bad manners, James.
You failed to impress me. For that matter, it's none of your affair. No one asked you here, and no one's keeping you.
My dear, you know you don't mean these things.
I mean them.
Coringa, we're leaving.
You're very rude, Lord McGrief. I'm sorry to have met you.
Run after them, Mother.
Coringa, wait.
Hurry. Maybe you can still get some money out of them before they leave. What the hell are you trying to save?
An important thing, James. Our family name.
If it's a question of saving a good name, Suzanne, you may as well leave too. Oh, do you require the good doctor's authorization?
I think perhaps it's best. Please excuse me.
Pity. It was such a nice family reunion.
This fondness for being destructive, James, it's not going to help you much.
But, Doctor, I've got you, my mentor, my guardian angel. You know, Father, I am mad, and Dr. Franz Hertz, a luminary, a genius, you could say, has left love, honor, and fame behind him to devote himself solely to me. Isn't that moving?
I believe you've drunk too much, James.
What else have I got to do? Don't you keep me locked up? Didn't you get me into a straitjacket just because my mother is ashamed to admit that her son, a McGrief, might be mad, eh? But I am mad, and you can't blame me if I seek my own destruction.
Thou shalt not destroy that which the Lord has created. I don't find you so terribly mad, my lord. On the contrary, you seem rather strangely lucid, even though I may not appreciate all you say or do.
Father, you surprise me. You're not just another puppet.
Listen, James. If I stay on here, it is only out of fondness and admiration for your mother.
Doctor, you move me strangely. So please, stop. I can't stand it. Please excuse me, Father. The Laird McGrief of McGrief now takes his leave. No. Please, sit down. I only regret that I don't leave you in good company. Good night.
Very strange, young man. Strange? He's mad, Father. Quite dangerously so. Let me explain. I don't think I'm revealing a family secret. I must, however, tell you that he has committed a horrible crime. When just a boy, he killed his baby sister.
Greetings, my dear fiends, greetings. You know, I've shown you over the years some of the masks that I collect from other people and other makers, right, Boris? Well, tonight I thought I would bring out a little ditty of my own. I took it. You may recognize the facial features, I hope. It was from way back when the shock monster, they called it, was not a film, but a mask, was being sold by Captain Company in the back of the famous monster magazines and Vampirella and Creepy and the other monster magazines. And a lot of you may have gotten one that, well, it was very thin and it was rolled up into a brown paper packaging. And when you got it out, it was very, well, it was much like this one. But see, this is my rendition of the shock monster. I made it thin, and I made it to try to resemble the old pattern of the facial features, the zombie crawling from the grave, and the greenish glow of it, and the big eye that was bulging out. Anyway, it took me about 2-3 months to work on this. I know I procrastinate quite a lot, but anyway, this is my little offering for tonight's viewing. Hope you enjoy it.
Hello, Kitty. What are you doing here all alone? Come along. They must move to London for poor James's sake. That's where he can get the best attention, or at least learn some manners. It's incredible that a man his age and from good family can act like that. He behaves like an animal. What's the matter? Does the comparison offend you? How can she want to go on living in this rat hole? I think I know the reason. You're the one who's making her stay on, and because of the rats, right?
Mary, try to be realistic, dearest.
I never thought I'd hear you talk like that.
You've no other choice now. You must sell the castle.
No. No. I can't lose it.
I don't see how you expect to be able to avoid it.
I don't want to lose Dragonston.
If you're thinking of your sister, she's already said no money.
At whatever cost. I will save my home.
Kitty? Kitty! Come back! Kitty! Come here. Kitty? Kitty? James!
It's the lass, Coringa.
She did not go through the kitchen. How did she end up here?
I didn't ken, but let's bring her upstairs.
I don't think they're going anymore.
Why do you say that?
I have good reasons. I spoke with my son. Now there's Coringa about the house. It'll be different because of her. James likes Coringa very much. And I believe that she will like James and his title. It's going to be all right. I'm sure of it. And you, Franz, you'll stay here with me. What I do is for you too. Above all, for you.
Now, how did the poor wee thing get down there? Do you think James had aught to do with it?
Aye, most likely through his appearing and disappearing. There must be a secret passage. You better go and tell her mother then.
Aye. Where am I?
Here, in your own room, miss. But we found you in the cellar. How did you get down there?
The wall. I went through it there. There was an opening. I'm sure there was.
Sit down.
Janet, what is it?
In there, Lady Alicia.
Campbell, take care of her.
What is it, Janet? What's the matter?
She's in there on the bed. It's horrible.
Don't let anyone in, especially Coringa.
Yes, sir.
Mother! Mummy! Let me go, Campbell! Let me go! I want to see my mother! Let me go!
Please, I beg you, let me in.
Please try to be calm, miss. The doctor's here. He cannot go in. Why don't you go back to
No,
your
I
room?
must see her. I must see her. Please.
I'll take you to your room now.
Mary, Alicia was murdered.
What are you saying? How can you be sure?
I'm aware you don't esteem me highly as a doctor, but I am certain. Alicia was murdered. What was Mrs. Campbell doing at that hour in Alicia's bedroom? It's rather strange.
Coringa told me she was feeling ill. Mrs. Campbell noticed it and went to inform Alicia.
Would the local doctor oblige with a certificate of natural death?
No. You must do it.
O Lord, let your humble servant implore your mercy. Accept unto your bosom the soul of the dear departed and sorely missed woman who was ever faithful unto you. All those gathered here today, join me in this prayer. In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Requiescat in pace.
Coringa, go on back with Franz and Suzanne. It's not good for you to stay here.
Come then.
Campbell, did you see the cat? It was frightening. It made me think of the old story. Do you remember the one I mean?
Aye, I do. When a cat follows a dead person, that person's a vampire.
Stop that!
Damn you, Gordon. Everybody heard.
Angus,
Hi, milady, just closing up.
I want that cat locked in there.
But, milady.
I said, lock that cat inside.
Very well, milady.
Do you need anything, miss?
No, thank you. James?
Stop screaming. You'll bring everyone up here. You frighten the poor boy. And when he's nervous, he can be dangerous. Perhaps that's why he's got the same name as me. James, calm down, boy. Calm down. Come, I'll take you into the other room and you can tell me what you're doing here. And why you got too near that cave.
That's what I saw then. It must have been.
Yes, he got out somehow. But I was able to get to him. Just before he came into the house.
Why is he here?
He belonged to a circus that stopped here 2 years ago. Come. They were losing money. Wanted to get rid of him. Besides, he'd killed someone and they thought he'd gone mad. And as I say, he can be dangerous. But he obeys me. Perhaps madmen understand each other. This is my bedroom. And my studio as well. My lair, if you like. Music and painting are my two passions. I paint a little of everything. The sacred and the profane. However, I'm afraid I'm just a slipshod amateur. Yes, that's Suzanne.
I'm sorry, James. I didn't mean to.
That's right. They brought her here to the castle, hoping maybe she could help with my treatment. In other words, her sole intent and purpose in coming here was to seduce me. I never liked her, but there's something so stupidly perverse about her that I wanted to paint her.
James, I don't care if she was your mistress.
Mistress? Meds? Franz says, he's a genius, our friend. He studied a new theory by someone called Freud to treat madness, to cure souls the way you do bodies. And maybe you can, if your soul isn't incurably ill.
And is your soul ill? I think not, James. You're just lonely. That's all that's wrong with you. That's why you treat people so horribly. You're not mad, James, but you could go mad.
You're only talking nonsense. Why did you come here? Why did you?
James. Do you believe that my mother died a natural death?
Why do you ask me?
Because I think it's just possible that you're the only sincere person here.
But the answer is, I don't know. And I don't want to know. And why should I know? Go, Coringa, leave Dragonstone. And as for your mother, forget. Leave. At least you're able to.
James, I want to be your friend.
Go away, Coringa. Go away.
Why must I go away? You've done everything possible to make me afraid. Why?
What do you mean?
Last night you followed me, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. The cellar is my end of the house. But I didn't imagine you were having fun there.
No, not when I saw that body there.
What do you mean, body?
You know perfectly well. The one being eaten by rats. He was brought there in a trunk. I hadn't told anyone, but whoever killed him could have killed...
Your mother. If you knew that, why did you keep it to yourself? Report this to the police. There's a murderer in this house, and you've even got proof. Go to the police, why don't you? Go.
But I don't want the family...
Don't worry about that. We're a family of murderers. Go to the police.
I might.
Now I understand why you didn't get anywhere with James. When you get in that mood, you could turn Don Juan into an iceberg.
The fault isn't mine if James is mad. What more could I do than strip and say, here it is? You want me to try to rape him?
It's much too late now.
What do you mean?
I mean, it seems that James and Coringa are more than fond of each other. And Mary's determined to make the most of it. The fine result we've achieved, a trollop expert and refined as you, and a convent girl beats you. It's not funny.
It is funny. But I was thinking. With Coringa, you know, the story would be so much different. She's very pretty and quite innocent.
You're certainly dependable, aren't you?
You don't mean just because I like girls. You do too, after all.
You silly bitch.
Why all these scruples all of a sudden? When you found me, you knew well that I was a slut. I'm here because I thought you were something better, superior. Only in spite of all the airs you assume, as a man of the world, you're exactly like me. Doctor.
That is to teach you to hold your tongue. Understand?
All right. After all, it is amusing to have a great man like you, my dearest, as a procurer.
Kitty. Kitty, Kitty. Come over there. Kitty. That's all right. Kitty. Kitty. Good evening. I didn't recognize you. You give me a wee bit of a fright there. Coringa! Coringa! What happened? Tell me. All
My brother!
Now calm down. Tell me what happened.
The cat came in here and frightened me.
The cat? Then why did you say your mother, Coringa? Let me get you a sedative. To let you sleep with no more nightmares. All right? And you mustn't be afraid of the cat. Promise?
Yes.
Let's go. Leave her alone. She must rest. What's the matter?
My God, the cat. I had it closed up with Alicia.
In the chapel, you mean? That means someone opened the chapel for some reason. Who could it have been? Listen, if anyone is nosing about in there, he'll discover Alicia didn't die a natural death. Well, it appears we'll have to take a look in there tomorrow morning.
Morning, milady. Doctor. May I see you a moment, sir? Hello. You could help me.
Lady Mary, I'm afraid I have to leave you here alone for a few moments. All right? I'll be right there.
Very well.
Well, Inspector, what seems to have happened?
A murder, Doctor. A nasty business. You'll have to certify his death legally.
Very well, then. Uncover him. How did you find out?
A telephone call, sir. Do you recognize the victim?
It's Angus. As to the cause of death, it's plain to see. Throat slashed. Jugular vein and carotid artery cut open with a sharp instrument. A knife or a razor. But who would have wanted to kill him?
That's what we'd like to know too, sir. I wonder what he was doing here.
Mary, I told you. Please excuse us, Inspector. You should have stayed there. Excuse us, Inspector. She has to get back to the...
Of course, Doctor. Only one other thing. If it's no bother, I'll need this death certificate. And Lady Alicia's.
Death certificate? Oh, why, yes, of course. Come by the castle whenever you like. And now, if you'll excuse us, come.
Tomorrow, then, I'll need your testimony as well. Cover it up, then. Wait till the others get here. The judge will be very excited. A front-page case after all these years. Aye, we'll never hear the end of it.
You know, Boris, one of the most cursed objects in history that has more tales told about it is, of course, the curse of the monkey's paw. Kind of like our little fellow here, except for, well, we've got not only his paws, but we've got his feet and tail and everything, and skeletal remains. I mean, after all, when you got a curse upon you, you might as well take the whole enchilada, as they say. Whoa, he really is cursed. We hope you're enjoying tonight's feature with all the cats and the vampire happenings, or is it a vampire happenings? And plus, too, it has a gorilla or an ape of some sort. It may be a gorilla, it could be an orangutan. They can't quite make up their mind, can they, Boris? No, indeed they can't. Well, anyway, it seems to be a horrifyingly atmospheric little film, much like here at our wonderful museum and home. You can't have enough atmosphere. You know, there's got to be some what do you call it, fog, and should be some fog emanating around, and let's see some interesting things that might, well, they just might come to life and do horrible, hideous things to you, right, Boris? So anyway, let us get back to tonight's feature. 7 Deaths in the Cat's Eyes.
James? James!
Suzanne, where have you been? I've been looking for you all day.
I've been wandering in the park.
Oh. Is that why you didn't show up for lunch? What's the matter?
I don't know.
Certainly. There are a lot of strange things happening around here. Did you hear about poor Angus?
What do you mean?
They found him near the cemetery. With his throat slit.
They'll exhume the body, Mary. They'll find out the truth. I'm a stupid idiot, a total imbecile. Why did I ever sign that certificate? I wouldn't be in this mix-up now.
Why do you say that?
I'm afraid. I admit it. This is homicide. Murder. That means an inquest.
Then there's no worry at all, dearest. Don't forget that the people around here still have a great deal of respect for the name I bear. I'll see the inspector myself tomorrow. Believe me, there'll be no further talk of exhumation.
First was your sister, followed by Angus. Only who killed them, Mary?
I have no idea, Franz. Only it was not my son.
But it had to be someone who profited by it.
It could be quite the contrary. Someone wants the end of Clan McGrief.
It's absurd, my dear. Absolutely absurd. Coringa, you're building up what can only have been a dream. A stupid dream invoked by the superstitions that abound in this part of the country. Believe me, it was nothing, only a nightmare.
I wish I could believe that, Father.
My dear, what proof is there?
Last night I saw my mother.
Now you tell me you want to go to the police. My dear, you know full well they're not going to believe any story like that.
I've been trying to find a way of convincing them, but I can't, except for the sign on my neck. That's true, look.
Good morning.
Good morning, Doctor.
How are you, Father? Coringa? You feel better this morning?
Yes, better, thank you. Goodbye, Father. Will you excuse me?
What's all this air of mystery? What's the matter with Coringa? Or are you under the oath of confession?
No. But something very strange is happening. Very strange indeed.
James! James?
It's only a pain. Did you really think I was the murderer?
Oh, James, what's going on here?
Take my advice, Coringa. Leave here. Incidentally, I discovered Angus's body and I telephoned the police. But you must go soon.
I can't. My mother was murdered. Don't you understand? Now I'm positive she was. I can't bear it. I had a horrible dream last night. It was a nightmare. I have to go back to her tomb, please.
What are you saying? Are you mad?
Maybe. But I have to go there. Otherwise I will go mad. I have to know the truth. It might be. It
might be what?
It might be the truth that we turn into vampires. You know what that means?
What?
It means that my mother could be the murderer.
Or perhaps it's you. Isn't that right?
Is open.
I know, I saw. Come, someone let James out. The orangutan, and he might be dangerous out of the house. In fact, I was looking for him just now.
Who could it have been?
That's what I don't know. I was trying to get to you, but you came outside too soon. Come on. We better get back inside.
Franz, where are you going? Please come here. Close the door and stay with me. I'm afraid.
Why? What happened?
I don't know. I heard footsteps coming near. They were strange. They sounded barefoot.
Are you certain?
James, you saw it. You saw my mother's coffin. What does it mean? Why? Maybe it's the proof that the legend is true. She left the tomb to take vengeance.
No, Corinne. Someone is playing a horrendous game.
James, I shall truly go mad if this keeps on.
We must make a pact. I don't want you to speak about all this for a while. And I'll be near you. Promise.
I'm alone, James. So alone.
I was alone before, too, dearest. Terribly alone. And needed love. As you do.
Have to go there?
I have things to do.
Oh, really? With whom? Coringa? Coringa! It's Aunt Mary. Open the door.
Just a minute, Auntie. You're cuffling.
Coringa! Excuse me, Coringa. I must speak to Franz. Franz?
Franz isn't here.
Strange. He told me he was coming up to see you. He's not been here.
I was asleep. I haven't seen him at all.
Pardon me, dear. I'm sorry I woke you up. Good night.
Good night.
We'll know by tomorrow morning if the inspector is going to raise any sort of fuss. He's coming here. The old lady said she'd tackle him herself.
What shall I do?
You just keep still. Not a word. We'll see later. If James or his mother turn out to be guilty, we'll have to go. But if we do, it'll be together. You're absolutely on fire tonight, my darling. Are you excited by the blood that's been flowing around here?
You know very well I still keep hoping Lady Mary will work in on us.
Little slut. But I wouldn't be surprised if she did suspect something.
I wish you'd invite her along sometimes. I'd love to see you go to bed with the old hag. What's she like? Any good at all?
Let's not talk about corpses anymore. I've had enough of them for a while.
What would you like to talk about, dear?
Franz!
Mary.
Franz!
Mary! Mary, listen to me. Where are you? Mary! Mary, listen to me. This is not the time to make a scene. Do you understand? Open this door. I can get even with you, Mary, and it'll be your own fault. I'll tell them everything about Alicia and about your daughter as well. I'll tell it to James. Do you understand? Open up. Why are you still here? Get out.
What is going to happen now, Franz?
What do you think? She'll kick us out. Both of us. That's what's going to happen. But she's going to pay for it. Oh, yes, she's going to pay very dearly. The police are waiting for this. The certificate of her sister's death. Of a heart attack. But they're going to know the truth. And about her daughter. And how she managed to blame James, he's got to know.
Franz.
I told you to get out. Do you understand? Go away.
All right, Sherry.
What is it, Suzanne? What's happened?
It's all my fault. I've made a terrible mess of things.
What do you mean?
Look, maybe you could help me if you would.
Come, let's go to my room.
Doing what? What do you think a man and a woman are likely to be doing together? The same thing you used to do when you sneaked out of the convent all those nights, no? Or did you prefer what you used to do with the girls in school?
I don't see what I could possibly do for you. Please go.
Come sit next to me, Coringa. There's nothing wrong. It's really normal. Especially in a girl who's as lovely and delicate and sensitive as you are.
No, don't touch me anymore. Please go away. Go, please.
Greetings, my dear fiends. Greetings. It's Bobby Gale Monster and Boris T. Buzzer of Monster Movie Night. And do we have a surprise for you? We're going to be in part of a documentary called The Lockdown. And it's made by Sarah Stevenson. And it's basically, it takes a look at filmmakers and actors, and they're striving to do things while locked down, while in their homes, much like we do anyway here at the Gargoyle Manor for our set. We've been doing it for years this way, but a lot of the actors and filmmakers now, the big productions, have basically had to come and do it the way that Boris and I have been doing it for years, and that is lock it up, just ourselves, coming to you through video. And anyway, we're so happy to be a part of that, and we want to thank Sarah for asking us to be a part of it, be a part of the interviews. And we wish her loads and loads of luck with it. And it'll be out April 30th, 2021, of course. And so keep an eye on it, and we'll keep you apprised and updated as well. Eh, Boris? Indeed. And as always, keep screaming.
James? I have to speak with you. James? James? Absolutely on fire tonight, my darling. Are you excited by all the blood that's been flowing around here?
You know very well I still keep hoping Lady Mary will walk in on us.
Little slut. But I wouldn't be surprised if she did suspect something.
I wish you'd invite her along sometime. I'd love to see her go to bed with you, Beck. What's she like? Any good at all?
Let's not talk about corpses anymore. I've had enough of them for a while.
What would you like to talk about then?
Yes?
Milady, the Reverend Robertson.
Lady Mary.
Good morning, Father. Thank you for coming. Please sit down.
I see your guests like to sleep in the morning.
They were up rather late last night. I don't think the doctor and that girl Suzanne will be down at all this morning. And my niece Coringa is not well.
I see.
But the one I'd like to be here is my son. Campbell, go and call Lord McGrief. Tell him I want to see him.
No, that's quite all right, Campbell. I've had my breakfast already. I'll go and get him.
Oh, I'm sorry to disturb you like that.
On the contrary, it will be a pleasure for me to awaken your hermit. I'll be right back.
More tea, milady?
No, thank you.
Lord McGrief? Lord
Good morning, Father.
For the love of God, what is it?
Someone killed him.
That's James. I thought it...
What?
I don't know. Just the way it looked, it seemed to be the body of a man.
Did my mother send you?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact. She'd like you to go downstairs.
Perhaps I'll come down later. Now I've got to see about him.
I'm talking to you, Father. You can go. Now.
And don't tell my mother about this poor animal. I wouldn't want her to get too upset. Oh, Father, you believed it. My mother has never felt pity towards anyone.
My Lord.
And if you want to preach us a sermon on filial love, you can forget that.
But, my Lord...
And stop calling me by that ridiculous name. You can go. Out! And be so kind as to tell my mother I'm staying here.
Don't believe your son intends to come down, milady. At least not for now. It's not very easy to engage him in conversation.
It doesn't matter. I'm used to doing without my son's help. Franz will not be here because last night I discovered something unbecoming.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Come and sit down, my dear.
Do you feel any better this morning? That's good. Milady, perhaps it would be better to finish our conversation later on.
No. Coringa can hear. Indeed, she must hear. Last night I discovered the doctor and that French girl together. They were making love. Unbearable. She's nothing but a vulgar prostitute. You must speak to her, Father. I cannot tolerate her presence here. She must be sent away for the good name of this household. What do you want here?
I only wanted to hear you make your little speech on morals, Lady Mary.
I won't permit you.
Oh? Are you going to send me away because we failed with James? Or because I took away your lover? There's not much I don't know about the McGrief family. Coringa, your mother didn't at all die a natural death. Ask her why she forced Franz to lie. Ask her whom she's covering up for.
Get out!
No. Your mother was suffocated. I know how I can make you believe. I'll make Franz tell you the truth, Coringa. She was murdered.
Most interesting. Now, my
only purpose in coming is to collect the death certificates. They should be ready, I think, my lady. Only now, as I'm sure you'll understand, we're going to have to open the coffin.
Oh, no. You mustn't do that.
May I ask you why, miss? Is there some reason not to? Why, miss?
The coffin's empty. The body's no longer there. It's empty. Why won't you listen to it?
Empty, eh? Reverend, will you take the young lady away?
You can't tell me this. Ah!
Take her away, please.
Come, Coringa.
What time did you come here last night?
After midnight.
And the coffin was empty?
Yes, of course, I told you. Oh!
Milady, quick now, go help her. Milady.
No! Oh my God! No! Leave me alone.
Please, milady, come now. Take her home. Would you mind, Father?
Try to calm yourself, my dear Lady Mary.
No, I want to stay with it. France!
Janet, where is Campbell?
I didn't ken.
I don't believe that. The police have told everyone not to leave the castle.
Well, he's not here.
You mustn't tell me lies. Where is your husband? In the cellar, right?
No, Susan. He's not there. He's not
Get
there.
away. What have you done?
No, really, it's not what it looks like. Honest, I haven't needed a thing. Wait, just listen to me. You must tell nobody you saw me. You must tell nobody. Something I found down there could very easily come in useful for you.
I found him dead in my room. I had to carry him away to hide him. Do you believe me when I tell you I didn't kill him? They killed James, too, and I had to use his body to cover up the traces of France's death in my room.
I believe you. But who did it? You don't think you...
For God's sake, Coringa, I don't think it was you, or your mother's ghost. It's someone who is trying to use the story. That stupid legend. And I think I know who it is.
What, McGree?
Oh, James.
I can't let them take me now.
You know you're in there.
Try to hold them off.
Like to speak to you, sir.
This is important, Coringa.
Will you open this door?
Just a moment.
Hurry, please, miss. We'll have to break it down. I'm warning you.
Yes, here I am.
Where is he? We know he was here. We heard him.
What do you think you're doing in my room?
I've got to see him. There's too much that makes no sense. That telephone call about Angus's death. It was James who called.
Inspector, whatever it is that he's done to help us.
McAllister. Turn around, look. There's It's Dr. Franz's dressing gown. It was in James's room. Was that meant to help us as well? I'm just trying to prevent further deaths. Have the castle surrounded. It'll be night soon, and I don't want them to get away. Obviously, there's some secret passage.
Watch every door and window. McAllister, down to the cemetery.
Take me out of here. Oh, they killed all of us. Murdered.
What happened?
Oh, you must get Suzanne. Save her. She knows everything now. She'll be next if you don't.
Who, Campbell? Who was it?
Eva, you must please get to Suzanne.
All right, I will, Campbell. But who's the murderer?
Who's there? Who is it? Who is it? Who's there?
You're the murderer! Oh, God! Murderer! Murderer!
Inspector, here he is.
Hurry! Help me, he's wounded. In here.
Inspector, believe me or not, the murderer is in the castle and he's going to kill again. I know it. Come on.
Oh, I believe you, Lord Magritte. If you hadn't run away, I would have told you.
I'm married.
Mary. Your Aunt Mary is dead. Deservedly.
Who killed her?
I did, Coringa, as I did all the others. But don't think of her as a victim.
Father!
No. The real Father Robertson is there. He's the corpse being eaten by the rats. I had to kill him so I could take his place as soon as he got here, before anyone could see him. He was the only innocent victim. I am a Magritte like you, and I too have the blood of this mad family in my veins, Coringa.
I'll give you all my money. I'll give you everything I have. I swear.
No, I'll have your money all the same. Because you can't be left alive. I'm sorry.
But I won't tell anyone. No one will know it was you. Oh, please believe me. I give you my promise. I'll never tell. Never.
The cat will be the only witness to the murders who will stay alive. And only because he can't speak, can't talk to inspectors. So when James is accused of these multiple killings and brought to a court of law, and then hanged, it will be realized there's still a Magritte alive in Canada. And I will inherit everything. I'm sorry for you, Coringa. The others deserve to be killed, especially France and Mary. You do know that she killed her daughter, and not James. And France went along with her story. All of the others were dirty, filthy, all but you. I'm sorry.
It was the new reverend, sir.
No reverend. He wasn't a real priest, but as a pastor of souls, he was certainly collecting quite a flock. I'm sure he feels just terrible about it now.
Wonderful film, eh, Boris? A wonderful film. Well, it wasn't quite a vampire movie, and it wasn't quite a ghost story, but it was quite a mystery. How about that ending? It was the faux priest as it were. He wasn't quite an actual priest, but a member of their own family, trying to off them for the inheritance of the wonderful house with all those wonderful gargoyles and a great castle there, supposedly in Scotland, but it seemed to have a little bit of an Italian flavor as well. Boris? And, well, it did have a cat in it, so, and it did show quite a lot of him staring at the victims before they died. So possibly the eyes of that cat could have cursed those people, bringing forth the faux priest and him knocking off everyone. Well, who knows? It was a wonderful, interesting little film, and we do hope that it will keep you up tonight and give you the shivers as well as horrifying dreams. And if it doesn't, well, me and Boris will be by soon or before the cock crows, and we'll do our best to make you shiver and quake with fright. Boris? Well, until next time, as always, keep screaming.